So this is the second part of our data processing or data analysis, which will cover qualitative data. So data analysis, guys, it is the most complex part of the phases of our research process. It is the most complex part, and it is very tedious, especially in qualitative research design, because you are going to think a lot and you are going to process the data, the raw data on hand, and discuss it with the given or the known literature in the past. So in our qualitative research designs, the different papers right now available in the journals, there are different explanation on how to process qualitative data. There are different data analytic methods available, but they are not really precise on what is the best one. Right now, we are going to choose or we are going to discuss one process in qualitative data analysis, and that is called thematic analysis. So there's no clear terminology on this one. There is no clear or there's no official terminology for qualitative data analysis, unlike in the quantitative one, which is statistical treatment. In qualitative data analysis, thematic analysis is just one that is frequently used by healthcare professionals or in the health profession education research, or in our case, the pharmacy practice research. Okay? Thematic analysis, in other words, again, is one of the method that is used to process qualitative data. It was discovered by Braun and Clark. Okay, see, Braun and Clark was the one who discovered um, thematic analysis. Okay, so the name of the psychology researcher who discovered this one is Virginia Braun and Victoria Clark. So they were the ones who developed this for psychology research at first. But because thematic analysis is very flexible, it can now be applied or adapted to many different kind of research, such as in our pharmacy practice. Okay. So this morning we are going to discuss about the definition of our thematic analysis, and then we are going to have the characteristics of how to attain trustworthiness, also the advantages and disadvantages of our thematic analysis, and later on we will going to discuss the process of doing thematic analysis. Now let's move forward to the definition of thematic analysis. So what is thematic analysis? This is a method for analyzing qualitative data. Okay? It is a method of analyzing qualitative data that entails searching across different data sets. What is the goal of thematic analysis? It sets to identify, analyze, and document repeated patterns. That definition is according to Braun and Clark. So it will give you, thematic analysis will allow you to review your raw data, your transcript, and identify repeated patterns. So these repeated patterns, you will analyze it, in other words, and there later on you will be going to generate a processed data from the raw data to the processed data. So it is a method for describing data, but it is also involves interpretation in the process of selecting codes and themes. So we have two keywords here, codes and themes. So during the process of gathering or during the process of identification and analysis of these repeated patterns, you will going to distinguish the features of your data, which you can identify the codes and the themes. Okay, so those are the things that you will going to generate, codes and themes. So you will select codes that will best represent the transcript or the raw data. Later on, you from that codes, you will construct themes. Okay, you will construct themes for your research. Okay. A distinguished feature of the thematic analysis is also the flexibility. Okay, flexibility to be used within wide range of frameworks. So you can use it in different qualitative research design. Okay, so another definition here is thematic analysis is a foundational method for qualitative analysis, as it provides core skills for conducting many other forms of qualitative analysis. In other words, your qualitative thematic analysis will become a basis later on to have to have a supplementary or secondary research that would still be qualitative analysis. Therefore, thematic analysis opens dimensions that allow in-depth understanding of a topic. The third definition here is thematic analysis is a method of analyzing qualitative data. It is usually applied to set of texts, such as interview transcripts. So later on, you will do your data gathering. Your data gathering, such as interview and focus group discussion, will involve interaction with your respondents. You need to record it. You need to document all the things that were discussed and transfer it, and it will become an interview transcript. Okay, you will transfer it in a file, in a notebook, or in a document, or in Excel, or you can transfer it in an application software you can download in the internet, where you can process your codes and themes. So these interview transcripts will be analyzed. It can be analyzed by thematic analysts, or it can be analyzed by the researcher themselves, employing different applications. Okay, so later on, I can introduce one application that you can also use on your own for you to practice it. Now, moving forward, what are the advantages of our thematic analysis? So why do we use thematic analysis versus other qualitative data gathering? Okay, it is written here, thematic analysis is relatively simple. Okay, it's relatively simple. It's simple to learn and to apply. So it is simple because the transcript that you are going to process will be, you will process it according to your understanding, according to your understanding with your research topic. You don't need to memorize statistical treatments, or you don't need to memorize a lot of mathematical expressions just to carry out the process, or just to carry out data analysis. It's relatively simple because it is based according to your understanding. It depends on your understanding of the process and your understanding of the topic itself. Another is, it is a powerful method for analyzing data. It's powerful method because a while ago I mentioned it can be applied to different qualitative design, and it can generate codes and themes which will help you understand and help audience to understand your transcripts easily. So later on, we will discuss codes and themes. It does not require another advantage of our thematic analysis is that it does not require the detailed theoretical and technological knowledge of other qualitative approach. So again, it is very practical. It really depends on your um, understanding of it. So no need for technical, no need for technology, no need for theoretical basis. It depends on how you will attack or how will you interpret it according to your readings, according to your understanding of the problem. Okay? Now, what are the disadvantages of thematic analysis? So there are also disadvantages, and we have to prepare ourselves with this because this might cause challenges later on. So thematic analysis may fail to adequately describe the assumptions that underlie the analysis. A while ago, I mentioned that it depends on the researcher's understanding. With that, with that limitation, you will not be able to adequately describe the assumptions because this will be limited to the researchers alone. Okay? The assumptions or the descriptions or the interpretation will be processed according to the researcher's understanding on the research problem, on the research topic. So it does not adequately describe the assumptions or the general population. It has a limitation, in other words. One disadvantage, again, is a weak analysis. So the claims made in the report of findings are sometimes unconvincing or unfounded. So therefore, qualitative analysis, it is nice to do it all over again in different scenario, in different respondents, so that your reports of findings will become convincing and will be very founded, that is applicable or generalizable to different populations. Okay? Lack of adequate analysis. So there are other types of data processing. Okay, there are another types of qualitative data processing that has more adequate analysis, but they are very challenging to do also. Even though they have that adequacy, they are very challenging to do, such as content analysis, discourse analysis, textual analysis. Okay, so those are different types of analysis. What we are trying to do right now is thematic analysis, which is more flexible in respect with the researcher. The data that it can generate can still represent the thoughts or the interpretation of the researcher, which is considered as valid.